the main thing that like inspired my motivation for each character was the difference in age of each character. Chaden was obviously a little bit older than Paul, and Ginger was most likely in between those two ages. And I love playing with the fact that Paul, he starts off on, I want to fight for my country, I want to be honorable, and then ends off with, I just want to survive, I just want to go home. And Chaden, you see he disappears because he doesn't have that will, he doesn't have that strength. And I love playing with that aspect of war breaks you in a way, and that was definitely the motivation.
With Mother, I really wanted to bring a lot of warmth, and especially with the scene that we had specifically for home in the show, I just really wanted any parent in the audience to feel what was happening on stage, especially just like I really wanted them to put themselves kind of in that situation and be able to relate in any way, in a sense of like just like the love that you have for your child and just the situation, even though it's extreme, just like finding a way that it can still be relatable to people in the audience.
Originally for Paul, I was thinking about him how I think about every character I play, which is where I want to try and make this person as different from me as possible. I want to be unrecognizable on stage. As we moved through the process, it became less about making him different from me and more about making him me in this situation. And I feel like that served the part a lot better, just playing myself and how I would react if these were my circumstances.
I would say that transition was very bittersweet. Cinderella was my last performance as an actor on stage, so I took that final bow as Madame, and that was really crazy. And then I just had to completely switch gears, and I was no longer acting, but I was looking at the show, a new show with a new perspective. And that was kind of crazy, but also super exciting because I had never directed anything before or helped direct anything before. So I think in a sense of burnout, which is unfortunately very real, it kind of allowed me to get excited about something new and how I would be approaching a new show and a new challenge, and to do that in a new role. So that was really cool. It just definitely was like a really big transition.
I know for me, one of the hardest parts was the overlap because we had to be off book by our first rehearsal of All Quiet. So working on all of the things that I was doing with Ella and Dance Captain on top of making sure that I started to make sure I had my lines down for that first rehearsal was definitely a lot mentally.
This is probably not the best answer because for me it was just really simple. My brain disassociates the lines and blocking and everything from the previous show with importance, and then they disappear. So like the day after a show, I can't do the show again. Like it's gone. And then we're on to the next thing, and so it's just memorize, memorize, memorize all day long, and there we were doing one act.